over the years, I got to want to understand why there was so much emotional turmoil inside me, why I had negative thoughts, why I had thoughts that were taking place in my head that were the thoughts of an enemy. I grew up in a very loving but troubled household where there was a lot of love in the beginning, but it turned into an emotional and a traumatic war zone that had an effect on me, watching the strife and the fighting, and a place where a child felt unsafe and felt that he had to go into what's called fight or flight because he never knew what was going to happen. And I left that house at 17, happy to be, rid of it and going to live my own life. But unfortunately, even though I left that unpleasantness and that emotional dysfunction back at the house, it didn't leave me. And as I started to go about the life of a young man, going to college, entrepreneurship, dating, I began to notice patterns in my life that would be reoccurring over and over again. And no matter how much I tried to change these things, it ultimately would happen again. So this became a pattern over the years, and I tried to change it first conventionally, seeing counselors or therapists. That didn't do any good. So I dove into the personal development field. And that was the time when Tony Robbins was coming out with firewalking. There was all kinds of human potential, self-development programs all around, especially where I'm from, which is Northern California, San Francisco area. Starting in college, I started sampling and taking courses and reading books. And over the years, I got to want to understand why there was so much emotional turmoil inside me, why I had negative thoughts, why I had thoughts that were taking place in my head that were the thoughts of an enemy. I was thinking thoughts of someone who didn't like me, calling me names. Why are you so dumb? You don't deserve it. You're never going to be successful. You're probably going to screw this up. It's like, whoa, what is this force, this chaotic force that's against me inside me? And I would feel emotional, different kinds of emotions. And what this did is it brought a lot of anxiety and stress to my life. And even though I can present a pretty good front, when I was growing up, I was a good public speaker, was a good communicator. Inside, I had this, I didn't even know what to call it at the time. I called it this destructive force that just drove me crazy. And over the years, I tried everything to deal with this, all the different courses. I actually became a trainer in many of the courses that I took. And what they would do is they would make me feel better about what was going on inside. In other words, I would look at it differently, more positively, but this thing, this force was still wreaking havoc. I would do business and it'd go up and be successful, and then it would go down, and then I would fall in love and think I found the girl I was going to marry, and then it would turn into heartbreak. And then I'm a musician, so I get into a great band or a great situation. It looked like we were going to really go somewhere, and then the thing would end. So noticing these patterns, I thought, wow, I got to do something about this. So fast forward to the mid 2000s, late 2000s, that was a period of intense realization and a coming together of everything I had learned. And I had studied with some of the greatest energy teachers, scientists, the creators of NLP, all of the people. And I had all this knowledge, and it suddenly came together. And when I ventured into the realm of energy medicine and energy psychology, and that together with a spiritual influence, not a religious, but a spiritual and awakening of a higher realm, showed me what is now energy awareness training. And I found out that those things that I was trying to deal with, that force, was an energy operating inside me. And once I was able to identify the energies, and through what I have learned, I was able to actually dissolve them, to actually reduce and dissolve my anxiety, my stress, my worry and fear, so that for the first time, I was able to go through a whole day without fear or anxiety or stress. And then as I progressed, I was actually able to heal myself completely of all of that stuff I'd been carrying around for almost 2 decades. And in learning this, it was kind of a coming together, what I call kind of a download from above, so to speak, an awakening. I began to help other people just for the sake of being of service. And as I began helping people, they got results, and they would tell people and they got results. And a lot of people were blown away at the work. And then this thing came together all on its own. And because I live here in the entertainment capital of the world, people started hearing about me and wanting to come see me. I have an office here in West Hollywood where I would be introduced to top influencers, celebrities, sports people, business people, and they would get results. So for many years, I had a practice where I would be teaching energy awareness training to the elite of business and entertainment and sports. And then it actually took on a life of its own, got it on the internet. Now it's become a worldwide phenomena. I have students all over the world. I do trainings, I do seminars, I do one-on-one personal coaching. And the key to this is recognizing that there is something that you can do, that people don't have to suffer, that suffering in our lifetime now is optional. And once you understand how the energies work, you've got an enormous advantage when you're energetically aware over people who aren't.